Deep in the rugged wilderness of Canada's Northwest Territories sits a jagged canyon system known as the Nahanni Valley. Today, it's a national park, but for over a century locals and trappers gave it a very different name, the Valley of Headless Men. If you mapped it out back in the early 1900s, you'd see millions of acres of roaring rivers, sheer rock walls, and subarctic forests. It was breathtaking, brutal, and almost entirely untouched. But it also carried whispers of lost gold, and gold has a way of making people ignore danger. In 1905, two brothers named Willie and Frank McLeod decided to test their luck. They were experienced prospectors, tough and used to the north. They packed up their gear, grabbed their rifles, and headed straight into the Nahanni, convinced they were about to hit a massive strike. Months passed, then a year, then two. By 1908, back home, worry had turned into a desperate search. A small party went into the canyon following the brothers' old trail. Deep in the valley, near the riverbank, they finally spotted a camp. From a distance, it looked like the McLeod brothers were just resting. Their gear was neatly packed. Their tools were laid out by a cold campfire. Their rifles were still propped against the trees. When the searchers walked into the camp, they realized the terrifying truth. The brothers were dead. Their tied-up skeletons were lying under their blankets. But the most horrifying detail wasn't just that they were dead. Both of their skulls were completely gone, severed cleanly from their spines. The news hit the newspapers like wildfire. Headlines blasted the gruesome discovery across North America, and overnight, the Nahanni Valley became a place of dark fascination. People blamed hostile hidden tribes, legendary mountain monsters, or cold-blooded gold thieves. You'd think a story like that would keep people away. Instead, it drew them in. Just 9 years later, in 1917, a seasoned trapper named Martin Jorgensen set off into the same valley, determined to find the gold the McLeod brothers left behind. He built a cabin, settled in, and even sent a letter back claiming he'd struck it rich. Shortly after that letter arrived, his cabin burned to the ground. When rescuers dug through the ash, they found Jorgensen's charred remains lying on the floor. His head was missing. By the 1930s, the list of names kept growing. Trappers, miners, and explorers walked into the Nahanni and simply ceased to exist. When search parties occasionally found their camps years later, the pattern kept repeating. Supplies left behind, weapons untouched, and bodies stripped of their heads. It felt like something was actively hunting anyone who dared to stake a claim in the canyon. The legend built a life of its own. Pulp magazines wrote about a phantom killer lurking in the shadows, waiting for lone men to fall asleep by their fires. The valley took on a cursed, suffocating reputation, a place where the landscape itself seemed to demand a brutal price. Eventually, Mounties and wilderness experts began putting the pieces together. The Nahanni is one of the most unforgiving places on Earth. Bitter cold, starving winters, raging waters, and sheer cliffs claimed lives easily. When a man died out there alone, his body might sit undisturbed for years before anyone came looking. In the wild, nature takes its course quickly. Scavengers target soft tissue first, and over time, skulls separate and get carried off into the brush. Sensation-hungry reporters took those gruesome scene details and built a myth of a supernatural serial killer. Yet, even when you know the cold, logical explanations, standing at the edge of the Nahanni Valley still gives people pause. The fog still rolls thick through the jagged canyons. The rivers still roar through the silence. And the legends of the men who went searching for gold, only to leave their heads behind, still echo off the canyon walls.